I introduced, very exciting, my first bill as a Manitoba legislator, the Bill 224, which is the Budget Bill Public Accountability Act. And then we went and moved on to my resolution, which is calling on the NDP government to phase out the job-killing payroll tax. So as we know, most bills here in Manitoba do go to public committee, except for financial ones. And we've seen with BITSA, in particular, the Budget Implementation Act, that pieces of legislation that are non-financial have been added to it. This has been done for years. However, it was exploited about 6 months ago by this NDP government, where major pieces of legislation were stapled onto it. And that's because of that loophole, where BITSA was not going to public committee. So this bill is intended to close that loophole. And, quite frankly, I can't see a reason why the NDP wouldn't support this bill. If they have nothing to hide in their budget bill, then they should feel quite comfortable going and sitting in front of Manitobans and hearing what Manitobans have to say at public committee. It's as simple as that. This bill is to close the loophole, not just for the current government, but for future governments as well. I strongly believe in public accountability and transparency as it relates to Manitoba's finances, and the Minister of Finance should have no problem sitting in front of the public to defend their bill.
What do you hope to see in the budget next week?
Yeah, so this morning we just came out of a good debate on phasing out payroll tax. As I've said many times over the past number of months, the payroll tax is a job-killing tax. It is essentially a tax on jobs and employing people here in Manitoba. This is wrong. I think that the NDP should continue with the former PC's plan in phasing out that payroll tax for small businesses. I'm looking to see support for businesses. Businesses and Manitobans in general, they're going through really difficult times right now. There is a lot of economic uncertainty out there with tariffs, not just from the US, but now with China as well. That's really going to impact Manitobans' bottom line and the ability for businesses to stay afloat. So I certainly look forward to some long-term relief for businesses, and I say long-term very clearly, because what we've seen since this NDP has come into government is no long-term affordability measures. We've seen a lot of freezes, delays, deferrals, nothing that is long-term support. So I hope that this resolution passes, that this Minister of Finance has heard loud and clear that businesses need to be removed off of the payroll tax thresholds, and that we can move to eliminating this job-killing payroll tax, as well as supporting Manitobans during these very difficult times.